here. Just have to clap. Sorry. No, it's not fun. Okay, I guess we can start then. Just look right at Roma, and you're good to go.
Okay. Tell us your name, your grade, what you want to study at the university.
So my name is Jamila Lenayara. Come from Samburu County. I'm 18 years old. I got a B minor and I'm going to high chances Rongo University, and I'm going to do education. I'll be a teacher of maths and physics.
Speak up just a little.
So why do you want to study like maths and physics?
This is because I love working with numbers, and it has always been my passion since primary school. Yeah, I'm always top there with math, and so when I joined high school, I got to also love physics because of the mathematic things. Yeah, so I just like working with numbers, that's all.
So what does a university education mean to a Kenyan woman?
University education, according to me, it means like at least you are going for a higher education than just being a high school, because you know, when being a high school leaver, you don't have more experience of education, because when you go to university, you go to you socialize with many people with different careers who are doing different things than you, and so you learn even more from other fields than just your own, like for example me, education. So that time at least you'll have more skills of everything.
Can you like compare a Kenyan woman who has gone to the university and one who hasn't gone to the university? Like, what's the difference between these two women?
The difference is like the one who have gone to a university is very empowered, and actually even the way of doing their things, the way of take caring of their children, the way of their life, the health, the hygiene, it's very different from that one who have not gone to a university. Because at least for her, she have learned more, even just living alone in the university. Yeah, and learning other things from the friends, yeah, than a person who have just finished like high school and it's done.
So what will the university education mean to you?
What
will the university education mean to you in your life?
it means, like getting, at least stepping on okay, it means at least knocking on that door that you have always been dreaming to be there. Like according to me, I've always been dreaming to be a teacher, and so going to university, finally I've reached to my goal, and I know at least now I've reached to my goal, and becoming a teacher will be easy for me because I'll be trained and I'll acquire all the skills that a teacher is required to have, and also being ready.
So
what do you mean? You said being ready? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So describe, what does being ready really mean to you? I mean, what is that? You know, describe being ready. Like you mean for life or for the future?
Yeah, being ready to conquer like the world. At least you have what it takes to be a teacher, what it takes to be an engineer, what it takes to be a doctor. Yeah.
And what is it about teaching specifically what attracts you to being a teacher? I mean, why would you like to educate youth? Why would you like to?
Yeah, me personally, I want to be a teacher because I want to see other youths succeeding in life, like the way our math teacher always be happy when we pass math, and she becomes so happy. So even me, I want to see others being successful and just being happy for them. At least I'll be saying like, wow, you see that journalist, you see that doctor on the TV, or maybe even anywhere, I was the one who taught him or her. So yeah, just being happy, seeing others raising to their level.
So, if you don't go to college, or if you don't get a chance to go to college, how would your life be like right now?
If I won't get a chance,
Yes, if you don't, like, what do you think your life would turn out like if you don't go to college, or if you don't go to university?
I know I will struggle a lot, because if now I won't get a chance, obviously you look for those small jobs, even if being a house help, just to move on with life. Yeah.
So, you think like going to the university is sort of like an escape from like what your life would look like if you don't go? Like, instead of getting odd jobs and moving on with life, does university like offer an escape to such kind of life, or you just want to go to university because it's a formality? Like,
No. Yeah, university obviously will help you not to struggle more, because for me, I'm planning when I go to university, I will focus on my career, and I'll make sure I'll do all my best. And so obviously when you do all your best, then God will do the rest and he will award you. Yeah.
tell us about like your life in general, your life, your family, the struggles, the challenges you pass through every day.
So as I said earlier, I'm coming from Samburu County. I'm the 7th born in our family, out of 10. And my life, yeah, I've passed a lot of challenges, although they are not, when I compare my story from the other sister's story, I feel like mine is at least. So for me, I went to Ngejamun Primary School in Samburu County, and I continued well with my education until I reached up to class 5. And in class 5, me and my other 2 step-sisters were told by my father that we must go through the FGM. So for me, I tried all my best to like resist, but he continued like blackmailing us that he will throw us out of his family if we won't undergo through the cat. And our primary teachers have always told us that that thing is bad. Yeah, at least you can even call them or go to the police to report when they try to do you, like to ask you for such a thing. But because of the pressure that my dad was like telling us every moment, we were even afraid to take him to the police or saying to our teacher, because we know he will be jailed. So he also told us, many of your sisters, like those who are older than us, have gone through the cat and they have not died, and they have gotten married, they have kids, and so who are we? So at that point, me, I just gave in and I said, okay. So after going through the FGM, it was over and we went back to school. In class 6, second term, me, I was told that there was a boy who have booked me since I was little, and the boy is the son of my father's friend, and he said he wanted to marry me. So me, I was told, you will follow the boy now for marriage. Then I see now, after being married, obviously I will go there, struggle, have a lot of children, and I wanted to continue with my education. So I said no, I won't be married. So I tried all my best that I can to escape that marriage. So there was a girl she used to be like, those people are so active in the church. I just know she is a nurse from a hospital at Sirata location. And she used to talk so much with us girls in the church, because she was also a friend to Dr. Josephine Kulea, the founder of Samburu Girls Foundation. So she always have time to tell us if if we need her, she's always there for us so that she can help us. So I decided to go and tell her about the marriage, that my dad have said I'm going to be married off and it's coming like soon. So she asked me how she can help me, and then I told her I have a sister in Nanyuki and I know her phone number. So please, if you can help me, just let's call her and tell her what is going on. Maybe she will help me. Then I called my sister and I told her everything which was going on, and then she told me, just stay there, pretend that nothing was going on, and when I come, I'll see how I will help you. So she came to our home, and after like 2 days, we decided to escape with her. So she was the one who brought me here at Nanyuki, and I came and stayed in her house for like, we were hiding. She was like hiding me for some months because we were afraid that my dad will come anytime and take me. So at that time I was not going to school. So we stayed until now. She said, that's enough. We can tell my dad now the truth, that I was in Nanyuki, and he stops bothering me, or else she'll go and report him to the police. So I had to repeat class 6 at Dingido Primary School. Yeah, she took me to Dingido and I continued with my education. I finished for class 8 and I got 340 marks. Then I applied for Daraja for scholarship, and then I got, and now I'm in transition.
So thanks for all that information. Let's. I just want to back up a little bit, unless you have something to add right there. Yeah.
Like, how old were you when you were circumcised, and when your father tried to marry you off?
That's exactly this.
How old was I?
Yes.
That time, I was 9 years old.
Can you like say the full, like repeat it with her question? Like, don't just say I was 9 years old. Say I was 9 years old when, so the audience knows what you're talking about. Does that make sense? What I just said?
I repeat your
Like,
question again.
Just like, don't just say I was 9 years old. Like, don't just answer me like you're answering an audience, or tell them like I was 9 years old when my father tried to marry you off. I was this age when this happened. Like, give the whole story.
The whole story.
Like, you don't start all over again.
Yeah, you don't have to repeat everything you said, but just giving context.
So,
Just like a complete sentence. Take your time. It's okay.
Okay.
when my father wanted to marry me off, I was 9 years old, and when I was circumcised, I was
No,
circumcised
I
when
was
I
not.
was this, and then
Oh yeah, I was circumcised at this age, and then I was about to be married at that age.
yes.
Okay, sorry. Okay then. I was circumcised at 11 years old, not 9. And then I was about to be married at 12 years old. Yeah.
And what were your? Did you know about FGM at that age? Did you know? Had you heard about it from other community members? Did you know what was happening when it was going on? You were very aware.
Yeah, a little bit, but I didn't have a lot of information like when I came to Daraja. I got to know a lot of it here at Daraja.
So is that common in the community that you grew up in?
Yeah.
And how did you really how did you react to that afterwards when you started learning about it more, when you started getting more information?
Here at Daraja,
Yeah.
I used to feel less in front of other girls, like those who have not gone through the FGM. So it feels like maybe then they are good because now after they have known that I've gone through that, maybe I used to say like they are seeing me like, you know, those girls of old age, something like that. So after going through wish class and the Daraja pillars and everything, that's the time I got to realize, to accept myself. And then, yeah, now I'm okay. I can face anything.
How did it how did it feel when you learned of your father wanting to marry you at 12 years old?
How I felt.
How did that how did you feel in that moment when you learned that, oh, my dad wants me to marry this boy?
Yeah, I felt bad. Although in our community, like girls are just wealth. When you have a lot of girls, you are very rich. They consider themselves very rich because when you are getting, as in when they marry you off, they get the cows, and yeah, they'll be well.
They get the
Cows.
Oh, they get the cows.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So do you feel like you were treated
Like an item just to be sold.
yeah, talk about how that feels treated objectively, or like an objectively.
That's tough.
I feel like, tell us more about how you feel when you are like your parents want to marry you off at a younger age in exchange for maybe cows or whatever they get.
Yeah, it feels very bad because at that time you know you are less important than a boy because most of them they just give you out. So when they receive the cows, they get their boys to school. So you just feel like you are just 1 kg of sugar, and so they just sell you to gain something. Yeah.
And what really, what were your thoughts on, take me through the experience of the day or the night, I'm not sure when you did it, that you decided to escape and run away. I mean, take me through those moments of what was going through your mind, of why you decided to go, and just kind of describe to me that, was it during the day or was it that night that you left?
It was like we packed our things at night, slowly by slowly. And then I remember my sister just waked me at around 3. Yeah, around 3 in the morning. Then we started walking towards the road. So that's where we went and stand for some minutes. And then, yeah, we got a vehicle.
Did you feel, I mean, how did you feel in those moments though of leaving home? I mean, did you feel like that was the better option for you to go, or did you feel scared about what you were doing, or what were your emotions at the time?
Yeah, I was feeling very happy because I knew now I've escaped the marriage, and that's what I wanted.
And then looking back at those memories, do you feel that becoming has that factored at all into becoming a teacher, would you say? And how so?
Because since that time, my sister have always been telling me to work hard, at least so that my other young siblings could see like a role model to them. Yeah, and so I'm seeing it because I'm the first girl. in our family currently who is going to university. So at least they'll have someone to look up to. Me, like me, I just want to focus and make sure I become successful. So at least they'll just say, even Jamila went through and she have gone to university. Now she's a teacher. And even then they'll just make through.
Is that the last time you saw your father? Was when you ran?
No. After some times, we decided to, like, my sister wanted us to, like, she told me we can forgive him. And so we called, even him himself, he wanted to ask for forgiveness. So he came to Nanyuki when I was, I don't know if it was, I can't remember well, if it is class 6, no, not class 6, class 7, or when I was in class 8. So he just came and said whatever he did was wrong, and if education is valuable to me that much, then it's okay. And so even me, I decided to forgive him, and now we are good.
So how about your other stepsisters?
The two,
Yes.
the other two, they got married after class 8. And even sometimes when you sit with my father and ask him why he does that, he just tell you, I have a lot of reasons. And the reason he gave is that girls have somewhere to go. At least then like he can look for a good husband for you and you go and live with him. Unless the boy who totally 100% depend on him. So it's like, yeah, he say he get the cow so that he can educate the boys. So at least even then they get a good life.
So how many brothers do you have?
Me, my mom has two boys and the stepmother has two. The rest are girls.
So your father is like wanted to marry all of you off so that he could take his 4 boys to school.
Not really. Even the just the basics, the basic needs like food. Yeah.
So how would you feel like if you got the GLOW scholarship?
I'll be very happy, and I will.
Sorry, very, very happy if what?
Okay, I'll be very happy when I get the GLOW scholarship, and I'll concentrate on my goal and focus and make sure I become successful, so that even that dream that I have, like I want to talk to other youths in our community so that we fundraise and build a permanent church. And I've always have a vision that behind that permanent church, I'll construct a classroom, and it will be a wish classroom. And even if I won't be there, I won't. I'll ask Dr. Kulea, Josephine Kulea, for anyone who will be teaching the girls, especially the primary level, even the high schoolers, day schoolers. On Saturday, the girls will be attending wish class, and in that class they will be taught how to use their voices and just say no to FGM and early marriages. Yeah.
What do you feel? Do you feel that the getting the or earning the GLOW scholarship would? What do you think that would mean to your family or your siblings or your community or your friends and around people around you? What would that mean to your peers?
How will your family like you getting a GLOW scholarship, what would that mean to your family and friends, like everybody around?
They'll be so happy for me and they'll just congratulate me. Yeah.
Is there anything that if you were to get the GLOW scholarship, what would you feel? What do you feel like the next step for you would be? I know you talked a lot about specifically what you want to do as a teacher, but not even in your career path, just as a person. What do you feel like things you want to achieve?
If I won't get GLOW.
Hmm?
You've said if I won't get GLOW.
No, if you were to get the GLOW scholarship, how would that push you forward in life? Not even just in your education, but outside the classroom as well.
Like, what kind of person do you think you will be after getting the GLOW scholarship? Like, apart from education and like the whole aspect of your life, how do you think it will change, or how do you think GLOW will impact your life?
It will, at least it will help me to be stable and with less struggle. So it will make me, as in it will help me to have an easy time as I conquer my goal. And so, yeah, I'll be more focused.
Actually, I had a quick question about where you were growing up. I know you talked about the challenges that you had to overcome. Can you describe what your living situation was like? Not just who you were living with, but like um, what the house you were in, and what kind of tasks you were doing each day. Just basic things as a young girl growing up
In my sister's house or in my mom's house,
in your mom's house.
how the house look like.
Yeah, just describe the environment.
Okay, so it's very easy. Use the sticks and then the cow dung, and then up the roof there is trash. Yeah.
But and what sort of things were you doing every day for chores?
Or fetching water, looking for firewood, and sometimes looking for goats and sheep and cows.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Sorry, try to look at Thelma. Even it's weird as I'm asking you a question. Um, but what was the most difficult task you had for chores?
For chores, maybe looking for the goats or cows, because sometimes big boys get when they just come disturbing you when you are looking for your, like, being a shepherd there. And sometimes when you are like, you don't want even to hear their story, they tend to beat you or just scare you. Yeah.
If you could talk to a young girl that was going through similar circumstances that you had to go through, so FGM, if you could talk to them, what what do you think you would say to them for support?
Yeah, I'll just tell them to be like, to have a voice, to stop fearing at a, I don't want to take my father to jail. I fear because he's just the one who, like, the person who is supporting the family, and you are the one who is suffering. So me, I'll just advise them, please take them to the police and try all your best to escape from that marriage. Try all your.
So, what role do you think education plays in the eradication of poverty?
Poverty. Education. Um, mm, like
I come asking, what is the importance of education, like in the fight
for poverty.
poverty? Yeah.
Mm. You know, those people who come from very humble background, when you see one of them is successful through education, many will see you as a role model. Many will also try to do all their best to reach where you are, because you are once upon a time where they are. So it's very important.
So, and what role does an educated woman play in the fight for poverty?
Mm. Just to provide maybe school fees for her children, make sure that they have started in a better school than her, and ensuring they have everything that she, as in make sure like your children have something that even you never had, and they live a good life.
Okay. Do you have anything? Do you have anything else you want to add?
No?
Okay. Sorry. If there's one thing you actually want to say about thanks, any thanks towards the Glow Foundation, any thanks you want to give, that'd be great if you could just say some sort of thank you for your support, that sort of thing.
Okay. So thank you very much, Glow Scholarship, for supporting girls. I know that they will be impacted like positively, and they will rise, and they'll be good role models to the people in the community, and important and successful people. Yeah.
Great. Actually, one more thing. Could you just say or talk about how you feel like you could serve as a role model?
Serve as a role model.
Role model to you talked briefly about it earlier about what you would say to young girls, but how do you think you would present yourself as a role model to younger women in the community?
A role model, like according to me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, what do you feel like would best like what things could you tell young girls that would shape basically allow them to lead their lives in the best ways possible? What that's basically that's I think that's the best way to be a role model, by leading by example and showing youngers a better path. So what things in that sort of category could you say or do?
I would like to tell them to use their voice and to do all their best and focus on what they want, and they should not hear other people's opinion, and just focus and have that thing in mind you want, like just focusing.
Focus how?
Okay, being concentrate on the important things. Like you should not hear. You know me. Okay.
You're almost done. Don't worry.
Well, you want me to talk to the girls from my community or what?
Yeah.
Like, how do you serve as a role model to the girls in your community?
Like having been through what you've been through, what life experiences have you learned from, and that others might be able to benefit from that were in your position or are in your position that you were at that age?
Oh, that's even coming from that pastoral community and going through FGM and even early marriages, if they have ever been like rescued, that will not stop you from moving on or from focusing on what you want. So just shake the dust and pretend that nothing ever happened, and yeah, and move toward your success. Yeah.
Perfect. If you could just do one last thing, which is you look right at the camera here,
Mm.
and if you could just look directly into the lens there,
Mm.
and just say, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Can you try one and just say Asante Sana?
Asante sana.
Perfect. And tail slate. Perfect. And cut.